I think Ian Gary might pull off the upset. I mean, I know a lot of you might think that I'm crazy for thinking this, but if I had to be a betting man, I'd pick Ian Gary for the upset going into this fight.
UFC 330 is right around the corner, and the MMA community is absolutely split. Islam Makhachev looks unstoppable, but a growing legion of pros think Ian Gary is the ultimate kryptonite.
Distance so well. I think Ian Gary's such a smart fighter, and just fights so well that I think he could pull off, man. I think he can keep distance. I think he's so dangerous on the feet still, and
that distance management is exactly why experts are hesitating to crown Islam early.
Right, so I really feel like Ian Gary could get it done. You know, I think like he's a big test. I know his wrestling defense is fantastic, and his striking is phenomenal. So it's hard to bet against Islam Makhachev. He's such a stud, you know. But I'm going to side with Ian Gary for this one. I think there's going to be a bit of an upset to what people think.
The momentum is officially shifting. But is this hype real, or are fighters just overlooking Makhachev's terrifying wrestling pedigree? Let's dive deep into the camps, the drama, and what's really happening behind closed doors. Drop a like, and let's go.
To finish him, because I saw his ground game. It's not so good, you know. He have good strikings, long reach, you know, long arm. He control the distance, always go back. But I see when I take him down, it's...
Makhachev isn't losing any sleep over Gary's reach advantage. Inside the Dagestani camp, they've completely dissected the Irishman's grappling holes, and the pound-for-pound king promises an absolutely violent and decisive in the moment this fight hits the canvas.
Bro, I saw his couple interview. Honestly, he looks very bad in this interview. Better for him training more and do less interview, you know. It's look like somebody in the house control him and tell him what to say in the interview.
But the psychological warfare is where things are getting truly toxic. Islam didn't just attack Gary's skills. He completely dismantled his persona, ruthlessly claiming the Irishman is essentially a scripted puppet taking orders from inside his own house.
Sure, this fight I will take more risk to finish my opponents, because I like it. Finish my opponents, you know, and...
That level of disrespect is completely fueling Islam's camp. He's abandoning the cautious point fighting style he used in his last title defense, explicitly promising to take massive risks just to ensure he violently puts Gary away.
No, but everybody know in our gym it's not working like that. We're always training so hard, you know, more than everybody. And we stay, no matter champions or not champions inside the gym, we're all same. And
this terrifying mindset stems straight from the legendary AKA and Dagestan training rooms. In Makhachev's camp, holding a gold belt doesn't protect you from brutal, unforgiving sparring sessions that keep every single fighter forged in absolute fire.
He is phenomenal at game planning, and he's good at sticking to it. And I think he's going to do a great job of trying to neutralize Islam's wrestling with a cage, kind of some of what he did to Shavkat.
Gary's camp knows exactly what's coming, and they aren't panicking. His ability to execute a strict, anti-wrestling game plan using the cage could be the ultimate neutralizer against Makhachev's relentless chain wrestling and grappling pressure.
You know, you have Ian Gary, who's more of a counter fighter. He likes to control the void, be at distance from his opponent, where Islam Makhachev's very good about wrestling.
The Irishman thrives on playing the matador. By strictly controlling the void and maintaining absolute distance, Gary intends to frustrate Makhachev, forcing the champion into desperate takedown entries that leave him wide open for devastating counterstrikes.
I honestly think Ian Gary may have an advantage in the striking and the range department going into this fight against Islam. Islam does very good in the pocket, does very good when he's able to close distance, but Ian Gary is very good at being able to fight on the outside and avoid.
Range is Gary's biggest weapon here. While Makhachev has dramatically improved his pocket boxing, Gary's sheer size and elite outside footwork might completely shut down the Dagestani's ability to safely close the gap without absorbing massive damage on the way in.
But the defensive striking of Ian is great for avoiding wrestling, but it's not great if you want to finish the fight and bring damage to your opponent.
But here is the ultimate dilemma for Ian Gary's camp, and the exact reason this rivalry is so heated. While fighting strictly on the outside with defensive footwork is the safest way to avoid Makhachev's terrifying takedowns, it might cost him the championship on the scorecards. Pure evasion doesn't win rounds against a dominant champion constantly pressing the action. At some point, Gary will be forced to plant his feet, bite down on his mouthpiece, and throw power shots to earn the judge's respect. And the exact second he commits to significant damage, he gives Islam the opening he desperately needs to level change and drag the fight into deep water.
Because everyone said the same thing with when Islam went against Charles, and Islam just put him away, made his ground look like nothing. So I'm like, I can never doubt Islam ever again, you know? So
at the end of the day, a massive portion of the expert MMA community simply refuses to bet against the reigning pound-for-pound king. We have heard these exact same narratives before. When Makhachev was preparing to face Charles Oliveira, critics continuously highlighted the Brazilian's dangerous guard and unprecedented submission threat. Yet, Islam completely dismantled him on the canvas, rendering those heavily debated advantages entirely useless. That terrifying level of historical dominance is exactly why seasoned veterans and elite fighters find it nearly impossible to doubt the Dagestani champion, regardless of how promising the current hype surrounding a young, undefeated challenger might feel.
Potential. I just don't think you're going to beat Islam in a decision. He's too good at timing the takedowns. He's too intelligent about when he shoots them. And if he gets you down, you're...
When you deeply analyze the mechanics of this matchup, surviving a decision against Makhachev seems virtually impossible for anyone relying purely on defensive movement. The champion's fight IQ is incredibly underappreciated, particularly regarding how intelligently he times his takedown entries against rangy strikers. He doesn't just shoot blindly. He methodically forces his opponents to commit to an attack, punishing their smallest positional mistakes. Once that lethal takedown is secured, the reality sets in immediately. Opponents are absolutely trapped beneath a suffocating physical pressure that fundamentally shatters their stamina, willpower, and any realistic hope of successfully scrambling back up to their feet.
Favorite, I think that he's the more skilled, more experienced, stronger fighter. You know, he has a solid game. I don't see many flaws, you know. I almost no flaw in his game, so it's hard not.
Looking across the current UFC landscape, attempting to identify a single glaring weakness in Makhachev's overall game is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. He has systematically evolved into a completely flawless martial artist, perfectly blending devastating kickboxing with an unbreakable wrestling foundation. While Gary's rise has been undeniably spectacular, banking on him to miraculously expose an unprecedented vulnerability in the sport's most complete fighter is an incredibly massive leap of faith. The sheer experience gap, competing in 5-round undisputed championship wars under blinding stadium lights, heavily favors the veteran who has flawlessly navigated these exact high-stakes scenarios.
Yeah, but I'll take Islam. Islam's probably the best pound for pound right now.
Yeah, I'd take Islam. I think Islam runs through him, man. I don't know if like anybody in any of division that Islam competes in that anybody will beat him. Yeah, I think he's in his prime now. I think he's very good, and I think the dude is just...
As UFC 330 rapidly approaches, the consensus prediction remains overwhelmingly locked on Makhachev defending his throne and potentially delivering another terrifyingly effortless finish. We are currently witnessing an extraordinary generational talent competing at the absolute peak of his athletic prime, cementing a legacy that could realistically rival the greatest combat sports icons in history. Whether Gary shocks the entire world with a masterclass in distance management, or Makhachev violently extends his legendary winning streak, this highly anticipated championship clash is guaranteed absolute fireworks. Drop your official predictions in the comments below, absolutely smash that subscribe button, and stay tuned.